Hey up lads and lasses, Danfi here, back again with another review for you today. We're going to take a look at Battlevoid Harbinger. Experience the intense atmosphere of adventuring deep into the space. Battlevoid Harbinger is a hard sci-fi, space exploration game blending roguelike tactics, turn-based, star map strategy and real-time space battles. You are a young commander given the task to venture out into enemy territories, far away from home to unknown galaxies, never knowing what you will face as you jump out from hyperspace. In Battlevoid Harbinger, you will make decisions regarding your fleet and equipment, face surprising elements, use battle stations to your advantage, and battle fiercely for survival as you defend humanity. Strategy, tactics, and resource management are the core of Battlevoid Harbinger. Plan your ship's offenses and defenses, fortify your ships against enemy weapons, and wield them wisely. Lure your enemy into traps or distract your foes with distress beacons towards your battle station. Battlevoid Harbinger has been praised by the press and gamers, creating a solid community for the game. Before I jump into the settings and the key features and gameplay loop, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps me out, helps the channel out. Right, let's check out the settings. So, sound settings and music settings, you can mute and unmute them, and that's about it for the settings. There is no graphical settings on this version. This is the mobile version. There is a PC version available on Steam, but for the mobile version there is not any graphic settings anyway. The graphics though do look really good. They got that pixel style graphics, pretty timeless in design. Remind me a lot of FTL, which is not a bad thing. I think they look quite good. That's about all I can say about the graphics and sound for this game. The sound is quite good. It works very well with this sort of style and genre, so nothing much to say there. There is nothing special about it in any way. It just works quite nicely. Some of the weapons do sound very good though. Moving on, let's have a look at some of these key features. Explore new procedurally generated galaxies each playthrough. Galaxies full of mysterious places, battle stations, and dangerous encounters. It's really cool that they're procedurally generated. Means that every single playthrough will be a little bit different. The mysterious places and battle stations and dangerous encounters is referring to there is black holes and player-owned or friendly battle stations, EMP storms that wipe your shields out. Black holes are horrible, by the way. They passively just consistently knock your hull of your ship down, even if your shields are full. They'll also knock out fighters and anything else you got on your carriers. So yeah, definitely quite a few options there, and again, the fact that it's procedurally generated is really cool. It's also for every single variation of difficulty that you go for, so there's easy, medium, and hard, and a tutorial. In easy, medium, and hard, there are more enemies depending on which one, depending on the difficulty. There is no damage increase or anything like that. They have just increased the amount of enemies they are, which is quite nice. Sometimes the difficulty of the enemy can change, like you can get smaller ships versus larger ships. You might see more larger ships within hard rather than easy. But yeah, all of these are procedurally generated as well, so it doesn't matter which difficulty you decide to choose. You can play them all procedurally generated galaxies with random bits of stuff all over the place, which is quite fun. There are missions that you can grab as well from these battle stations that are dotted around. There'll be things like, go to this system, collect this, and bring it back and drop it off, or potentially kill an enemy or explore a system. So yeah, they're pretty good. They're great for rewards as well. Highly recommend you try and pick up as many missions as you can while you're going around. The missions help out quite a bit, giving you quite a few resources, especially the ones that you need to upgrade weapons and fighters and stuff like that. There is a unique turret system upgrades where you collect a green resource from missions and killing enemies. and sometimes just randomly in systems. This upgrade system is quite cool. It can change how a weapon works quite significantly, from burst firing a weapon, reducing its range and that kind of thing, to longer range on weapons and more shield damage or hull damage. So yeah, quite in depth. Means you can play around with a lot of different types of builds and have quite a bit of fun with it. I personally quite like running carriers in this game, so I try and get a load of cheap fighters that I can just spam out loads of and upgrade the amount of damage they deal, ignoring if they, die in 5 seconds or not. Just swarming the enemy with fighters is my go-to style at the moment. You can, however, go into battleships and that kind of thing, and they are all about these big, brutish, heavy weapons that just annihilate the enemy if you can hit the target with them, which is quite cool. A little bit more on weapons. So there is 3 different slots. There is the hangar slots. These allow you to equip everything from drones that repair your ship, to bolter fighters, which are anti other fighters, and bombers to take out capital ships. So there's quite a variety. There is obviously multiple different weapons in here as well, including there is point defense weapons. These will take out missiles and other fighters quite efficiently. They are very short range. You can upgrade the range on them and get them to a point where you could potentially use them in a very close fight brawler to take down capitals, because they do deal a lot of DPS, and you can have quite a few variations in there, from Gatling to lasers. And then you have the big red slots on your ship. These are your main battery weapons. These can vary from heavy missiles to torpedoes, heavy lasers and heavy kinetic weapons, and will absolutely annihilate the enemy if you have a nice mix and match. There is a little balance in the game where lasers are sort of in the middle. They'll deal damage to both armor and shield at a pretty even rate. Kinetic weapons do very little damage to shield, but a lot more damage to hull. And you can have things like photons and stuff like that, which are higher shield damage, but lower armor and hull damage. There are also things in the game as well, like shield boosters. So you can have your small slots being shield boosters, giving you a little bit extra shield, or even a large shield booster. And yeah, it's quite a variant in what you can do and your ship layout. You can also have multiple ships in a single run. So you start out with your main ship, you can upgrade that and stuff like that, and then you have 2 extra slots to add 2 new ships to create a fleet, and this upgrade system applies to those as well, so you can fit those ships out however you want, take which ships you want. If maybe you want repair carrier with you, so it has lots of repair drones to repair your ships and your shields, or maybe a big battleship to snipe from long range. So yeah, there's quite a variance in what you can do, which is quite nice. It gives the game a lot of longevity, which is great as well, because all these hard modes, easy and stuff, you can also have an endless mode in those. So you can just keep going and going until you either die or get bored, which is quite cool. Otherwise, the easy, hard and medium modes, they have 4 galaxies that you need to go through. Each end of each one of those galaxies has a sort of boss fight where they'll throw maybe a couple of their own battle stations at you with a few capital ships, or maybe very powerful capital ships will be in those end systems to knock you out. So you need to prepare as you go up and make sure you've got a good fit going and working to make sure you can actually win those fights, otherwise you'll die. So quite a lot to do. One of the other big bonuses of this game, though, is it's a premium game, which means it's got no in-app purchases, no microtransactions or anything like that. On the mobile, you get the full extended version, which is quite cool. It's got all the extra ships in it. And yeah, for 99p at the moment on the Google Play Store, it's super cheap. It's got no ads, no MTX, and for 99p, I've played like 30 hours of this game, so it's easily made up the value that I put into it. Compared to most mobile games, which rinse your wallet. So there's a level-based system, so whenever you, because of it being a roguelite, whenever you die, you get XP for your run. That XP translates into your level, and each level you can unlock a new ship. These can range from assault carriers to battleships to heavy destroyers and weird mixes of ships. So you can have heavy destroyer carriers, which sacrifice a little bit of a destroyer's main long range and speed damage output to gain maybe a fleet or two fleets, or squadron, sorry, of ships, of fighters and drones. And then you have straight classes such as a battleship, which are heavy weapon focus, lots of point defense, but no hangers on them at all. Quite slow, cumbersome, long-range brawlers, or short-range brawlers if you want to try that out. There is a few extra ships as well. These come with the extended edition, I believe, that you can unlock as you explore. So as you're about exploring, you'll find a ship that looks kind of cool and fancy looking. If you kill that off, you'll get a single part. After I think it's 10 parts or 12 parts, you can unlock that ship for your own personal use. So that changes the dynamic a little bit. Maybe you can potentially unlock these a little bit sooner than you could, say, some of the later battleships. So to sum up, Battlevoid Harbinger brings great sci-fi strategy and gameplay. The fact that you can make lots of different ships and try out different builds is quite a lot of fun, and it's got endless modes and multiple difficulties. The difficulties are very hard, so it takes a few tries to get through or perfect a specific play style. So yeah, really, really good. I love the graphics in this game as well. And I'm not a big fan of pixel graphics, so yeah, definitely quite like it. So yeah, definitely worth a buy. I quite enjoy it for 99p. I've already got 20 odd hours into this. Next time I'm on a plane or something, I'm going to be playing this the entire way. So definitely worth a go. Have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you next time.